All right, this is it. My name's Jeff K, and you're listening to episode 280 of the world-famous West Virginia Surf Report podcast.
Hello, world.
And we're back, broadcasting once again from deep underneath a nondescript home in suburban Pennsylvania. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for listening and all that jazz. Hope you're doing okay. I'm doing well. Thank you for inquiring. Much appreciated. Today's Tuesday as I record this, and you might find this hard to believe. I know it's out of character, but I'm a little stressed. I've got a lot of pressure. Today I have to go in. Today's the last day I work this week, and I got about a week's worth of work. I got to cram into this one day. I don't see it working out too well, but I don't know. I got a lot. There's a lot going on. I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm going to on Wednesday, which is tomorrow. I'm going to go to see the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders versus the Louisville Bats. Up here, just right down the interstate, about halfway between Scranton and Wilkes-Barre, hence the name Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Pick two. Why two cities? The Minnesota Twins, they just called them the Twins, right? Because they couldn't pick. They just called it the state. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get into all that. But anyway, it's the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders is the New York Yankees. God. It's the New York Yankees AAA team. Louisville Bats is the Cincinnati Reds AAA team. So I'm going to go up there tomorrow night, and I'm going to go see a game and see some future Reds maybe. They're here for 6 games. I was hoping to go to a bunch of them, or a few of them. And it got all messed up because there's all kinds of restrictions on my job. I told my parents I want to go down in July. The only time I can go is literally the same time as these games are going on. So I'm going to go to one game. That's a compromise, and then I'm going to go to West Virginia on Thursday. Last week I mentioned in the last episode over on the Patreon side. Last week I was in my boss's office, and she was like, "And you're off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week." I said, "What? What? Where? Why? What? Do you know something I don't know?" She goes, "You're scheduled off. You got vacation days scheduled in." I said, "I do? For what reason?" She goes, "Weren't you going to go see your parents or something?" I'm like, "Oh, seriously? How'd that come around so fast?" So I'm not really prepared. I'm not mentally prepared. That kind of threw me for a loop, caught me off guard. So anyway, this whole thing with the baseball games, a little irritating. There's so many restrictions, There's all kinds of crap going on all the time at my job. You can't just take time off. You gotta run it through a schematic. You gotta cross-reference in a pivot table, to see if it's okay to take these. So anyway, I'm gonna go to a compromise. I'm gonna go to one game on Wednesday to see some future Reds, here in town. And then I'm going to go on Thursday morning to West Virginia and see my folks. And I might try to squeeze in another trip right before they go back to Florida, but my dad says they're leaving in October. I don't know. The thing keeps getting pushed back, and they used to wait until after Christmas. Now then it was like after Thanksgiving. As soon as Thanksgiving was over, they'd head on down to FLA, and now it's just I don't know. It'll be September soon. Next year will probably be September. Late September. It's like, okay, but anyway, so the summer gets squeezed, and it's a long ass drive. It's a very, very long drive. Excruciating, right? It takes all day. It's like going to Myrtle Beach. So anyway, I'm going to be going to, that's my plans. And I got a lot of work to do, hanging over my head at work, and I'm under stress. I'm under duress. My I titled the last episode, "All Our Travel Plans Make Me Nervous," and it's true. I don't want to go through them again, but I got this thing's making me nervous because I feel like it's not planned. I have to get an oil change tomorrow. I don't know. I need an oil change. I'm gonna have to cram that in. I feel like it's not planned right. It's just like I didn't have enough time, or I didn't take enough time. Anyway, and we have this weird trip that Tony added in. I told you the details in the last episode, but she wants to add a trip in. And we've hemmed and hawed and went back and forth on that deal, what we're going to do. I still don't know what we're going to do. So that one's making me a little nervous because we had some ideas that were going to cost a lot of money. And then we have our trip to Myrtle Beach coming up in October, which we need to get back on track, the traditional October trip to Myrtle Beach. That one doesn't really make me nervous. That one makes me excited, but it's so far in the future. I mean, that's so far out. Anyway, so that's what we're doing. That's what's happening. And speaking of Tony, she's on, believe it or not, she got called into federal jury duty, right? And, of course, I said, I used to go to school to jury duty. And she's, like, looking at me. So I like to always come up with the people I went to high school with. Fictional people. But anyway, she got called into jury duty. She said there were 63 people there. She was there for like 11 hours yesterday, and they ran them through the ringer, asking them questions here and there, and they were eliminating people. Turns out she's part of the 15. I guess they picked 12 plus 3 alternates. She's part of that pool. I don't know if she's part of the 12. I don't know. I haven't really had a chance to talk to her. But so she's selected, and it's going to be like a 4-day trial, they said. I said, what's this trial all about? And she goes, I'm not supposed to talk about it. And I said, here we go. I said, you need to tell me everything about it. She goes, I'm not talking about it. I'm following the rules. So she won't even tell me what it is. I'm like, what is this, like, doing what you're told business? Anyway, she's on federal jury duty. So it's going to take up the rest of the week. She has to go there every day and sit through this 4-day trial. She got selected from 63 people. Every time I've ever gone, I just sit in a room with a bunch of guys bitching and, just complaining, wearing the worst clothes I've ever seen. I was like, do you know where you're at? Do you know what this is? Could you not wear like, Ocean City 1999, whatever, a t-shirt that's like, what the? You look like a piece of trash. Can you dress up do you have any clothing that's not like something you'd wear to mow the lawn? And just sitting there, everybody's just like bitching and cynical and just complaining. It's like, shut the hell up. Just pack it up your ass, buddy. I don't want to hear your bitching. God, what is the story? I know I complain a lot, but I wouldn't, I'm not like that. I'm not just like everything's just shitty and dark and, oh, God, oh, yeah, like you have big plans. What are you going to do? What would you be doing if you weren't here? Well, what would you be doing? Please. Anyway, every time I've ever gone, they just like shit. I get shit canned out of there so fast. I don't know what it is. I don't know. One time I sat in a room all day, hours and hours and hours. Nobody ever talked to me. I'm talking about like a lawyer or a judge or anything. Nobody ever talked to me. And then they said, all right, you can go home. I'm like, what was the point of this? I don't understand what this, So nobody even just talked to me. I don't even think there was a trial. I think they there was a plea bargain or something, and they just like was holding a jury over their head, and then they finally agreed to some plea agreement, and then they just like told us to go home. And then the last time I went up there, there were so many people. There was like tons of people, everybody bitching and complaining, and there's so many people. There's like out in the hallway, the room couldn't contain, and they were like, anybody whose last name starts between A and I don't know, whatever, A and L, whatever number. I don't know what they said. You can go home. I'm like, what the? Anybody's last name starts with letters A through L, you can go home. I'm like, what the hell's this? Like, what kind of system is this? So it was like literally like a half hour after I got there. So I had to go up there, park in some parking garage. Didn't know what I was doing. I was kind of stressed out about the whole thing. Had a lot of anxiety about it. I go in there, I go through the metal detectors. They wand me down. They stick a wand up my ass. And then we go up in that room. There's a bunch of people bitching wearing Ocean City, Maryland 2007 shirts. Look like they just got finished mowing the lawn, got baseball caps on, Some of them have flip-flops. Yeah, they have stuff that they slept in, something that you would sleep in up there. They're on jury duty. And they're like, oh, great. This is going to it's going to go all day long. Why don't you shut the hell up? Hey, what do you got? It's going to cut into your Family Dollar shopping. What do you got going on? You're not going to be able to watch Judge Judy or something. God, pack it deep and on a slant. Anyway, and then they're like, all right. So after all that, and their guy's like, all right, you can go. If you're A through L, or whatever it is. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell. What is this exercise? Anyway, I've never actually been chosen to sit on any kind of jury. Tony's up there doing the federal crap, man. It's a high level, I don't know. So anyway, that's where she's at. And oh man, tomorrow we are going to go to that baseball game. I hope that she doesn't get caught up in something. I hope I don't sequester her. She was going to go with me, but anyway. That's what's going on here. I was talking to my dad the other day. They got this situation where there's this lady. Well, they're 8. My mom and dad are 80, right? There's this lady that lives across the street from them. I don't even know if she's as old. She might be younger than them, but she has dementia. She doesn't know, she's in bad shape. And somehow, she lives over there by herself, this woman. And somehow this has become my parents' responsibility to take care of her. They're nice people, my parents. And, they like to, they want to take care of people. It feels like they're being taken advantage of because they have 2 kids, or that woman has 2 kids who have no, they don't even pay any attention to this lady, their mother, and my parents are having to take care of her, make sure her bills are paid, make sure she doesn't burn down the house, and take her to the grocery store, take her to her doctor's appointments, take her to church sometimes. They're always hauling her around. How is this their responsibility? And then the daughter, they have a daughter that lives down in Florida. And I guess the last year, that my parents took this lady to their to a doctor's appointment. And the doctor said she cannot live alone. So we're talking to my mom. The doctor was talking to my mom. And she was like, or the doctor was like, she cannot live alone. This is not safe. She's not capable of taking care of herself. My mom's like, I know. She goes, does she have kids? Where are her kids? And she told her, there's one in Florida, there's one in North Carolina. And he goes, give me the daughter's number and I'll call her directly. So the doctor actually called down there and talked to the daughter and said, you need to do something. This is not tenable. This cannot continue like this. So the daughter said, all right, I'll come get her and I'll bring her down here. She can live with me. And that's the way. He goes, good. That sounds good. So she goes, give me 2 weeks and I'll be up there to get her. So she did. She came and got the lady and took her to Florida. And they thought that was that. They said, well, there you go. But so then my parents did their usual snowbird stuff where they went to Florida for the winter. And when they got back to West Virginia, the daughter brings the lady back and drops her off at her house and just drives away. So now this lady's back. When my parents get back, you know what I mean? She drops her mother off again like my parents have to take care of this lady. I said, this is a bunch of crap, man. My parents are not young, and why is this? I mean, this is unbelievable. This is like shocking, So this lady, so they've called this woman, the daughter, and she won't return their calls, Like, what in the hell's going on? So anyway, I said, I was talking to my dad about it, and I feel like I'm madder about it than they are, They're just like, well, somebody's got to take care of her. I said, yeah, the daughter. And I said, where's that son? Where's the son? Oh, he's an odd character. He's down in North Carolina somewhere. I don't know what his deal is. He never leaves the house. He's like really strange. I said, what's that? What's that all about? He goes, I don't know. I talked to his mother about it. I said, why is he like that? Why does he not leave the house? And he doesn't work. He like lives with his cousin or something. And she said, oh, he's very self-conscious about his nose. I said, what the hell? I said, what's going on with his nose? He goes, oh, it's horrible. It's like a horrible situation. That thing looks like a hedge apple. I said, what the hell? A hedge apple? He goes, yeah, it's like a clump of fungus. It's like a giant mushroom. It's all ruddy. It's got grooves and I was like, what? He goes, I don't know what caused that. I don't know if it was from drinking. I don't know, but it's like a hedge apple. I was like, what the hell's a hedge apple? But every time you talk to him, he cracks me up. The way the words he uses, the phrases he uses, the way he describes things, kill me. It's hilarious. He's got a nose like a hedge apple. Like a clump of fungus. He goes, that thing should be sliced off. They could build him a better looking one than that, And that's what he said. So I don't know. It irritates me. They got this lady, that they have to take care of. They have to go over there and make sure she writes out her bill, pays her bills. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's got dementia. She should be in some kind of home or something. And now my mom and dad have to take care of her. And like she takes her, the doctor tells her she can't live alone, right? And she goes down there and takes her to Florida with her, and I guess she was supposed to be living down there permanently. And as soon as my parents get back to town, she brings her back and drops her off and skedaddles out of town. She doesn't even say anything to my mom and dad. Oh, God. What in the world? What in the hell? It makes me sick, and it has nothing to do with me, really, but it irritates me. God. The other day, I was home alone. I had the whole house to myself. I was getting ready for work. I was cranked up on coffee. I was getting ready for work, and I'm in here singing this song. There's this song called it's called Naive by this band called the Kooks. Oh, and by the way, the reason I was singing this song, the day before I was sitting in a meeting at work, and my phone just starts playing that song, because I was listening to it in my car. I was listening to it on Spotify. This British band called the Kooks, and the thing is like it has the chorus. I want to make you happy. I want to make you feel alive. Sounds like real upbeat stuff, but the name of it's Naive, which I kind of like. But anyway, so this song was stuck in my head because I was thinking about it started blaring right in the middle of a meeting, in a management meeting, and everybody's like, here we go with Jeff again, because that happened once before some baseball game started playing. So everybody's like, what the? I don't know. I didn't even do anything this time. This time it just started playing. I don't know why. Something kicked in, and everybody's like, ah. But anyway, so I had that song in my head, and I was walking around the house. I thought I was home alone. I was home alone. And then I was like yelling and acting like a lunatic, and I was like I went in the bathroom and was like getting ready and stuff. I think I took a leak with the door standing wide open, which is rare. I can remember thinking while I was doing it, I probably shouldn't do this because people come in and out of this house all the time. Probably should close the door. but I didn't that day. I remember, and I'm living on the edge. Taking a whiz with the door standing wide open. And then, I'm screaming and yelling, acting like a complete maniac. I'm cranked up on many cups of coffee, getting ready for work. And then I go into the bedroom, and I make the bed, which is one of those jobs. It's mine for some reason, and that list keeps getting longer, I might add. Not that I'm bitter about it or anything. Keep cleaning up the kitchen, for instance. Anyway, I was in there making the bed, and I don't know. I could have been. Who knows what happened? I was screaming and yelling, acting like a complete lunatic, and who knows? I might have been farting for all I know. I don't remember. I don't recall. And then I come out, and the younger boy and his girlfriend are there. It's like, how long have they been here? How long have? Because I didn't hear him come in. It's like, how long? So then I texted. I went downstairs. They were in his room, and I went downstairs, and I texted him, and I said, could you come down for a second? I have a question for you. And he didn't respond, so he never came down. So then I just went to work. And then, so all the rest of the day, I was like, how long were they there, and how much of that insanity, that goofiness, that stupidity did they actually witness? Did they walk by the bathroom while I was in there offloading with the door standing wide open? Like, oh God. So I was like mildly mortified, well, actually more than mildly. I was fairly mortified. And then I talked to him the next day. He goes, I don't know. I didn't hear anything. We didn't notice anything. I'm like, oh, thank God. I don't know what the hell. I thought I was home alone. I gotta temper my shit here. It's ridiculous. In here yelling, I wanna make you happy, all that stuff. Anyway, so that happened. Let's see. Oh, another thing I got written down. For some reason, and I don't know why, I know these ads that get generated on websites are based on stuff that you've looked at generally, right? Stuff that or sometimes if you even say the words out loud, they start sending you ads, just like your phone hears you and your computer, I guess. I don't know what happens. Your phone, I think, listens to you, and then it serves you ads that are relevant to you. But I keep seeing these disgusting ads, and I have not done it. This thing's out of the blue, and I have never looked or spoken about this. As far as I can tell, it's disgusting about gross toenail fungus or something. I mean, it is, and there's like a picture. There's like a particular ad that keeps. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I'll get more of them. Just recording this, saying that toenail fungus. It'll be. I'll get even more of them. But it is disgusting. I mean, this thing is horrendous. It's like this picture of some. I guess it's a guy. I don't know. Could be a woman. I don't know. Nasty ass toes. Grotesque. And it feels like every website I go to, there it is again. I'm like, oh, why? Like, why am I getting that? I didn't do any search unless I was talking about joking with somebody about somebody's nasty ass toes, which is possible. I mean, that's certainly possible. I don't recall it, but that sounds like something I would definitely do 5 minutes solid on it. But I don't remember doing that. And now I'm getting served up these ads all the time. Like every website I go to, it feels like there's that guy's toes again. Like, who is this guy? He needs to go to a hospital. I mean, that shit is nasty. I'll share it with you. I'll put it at surfreportpod.com. Because I got a screen grab of the thing. I got it sitting on my desktop right now. The thing is gross. I mean, you talk about don't look at it, before or after, immediately after eating, Like, how is that an advertisement? How in the hell would you use that as an advertisement? That thing is horrendous. And why am I getting gross toe ads? I mean, why in the world am I being served grotesque toe ads? Ugh. Wait till you see this. I mean, you're gonna be appalled. All right, and finally, I saw this. I got this phone call a few minutes ago. from some. It said it was a residential house, somebody's house, a residential whatever dwelling or whatever. And it was some woman. It had a woman's name attached to it, and I didn't answer it because I don't know who this person is. It's like in some city, and it's in Pennsylvania, but it's some town I never heard of. I'm not answering that bullshit. And then there was a voicemail. So it looked like it was a legit call from some lady in some town around here. And then there was a voicemail. So I listened to it, and the thing says, "Respond now to avoid disconnection." Like, what the? It sounded like it was like recorded 500 years ago. It sounded like it was on a wax cylinder, And it was only like a section of the, like that's all you heard. Call now to avoid disconnection. Like, I don't know what the hell that is. So, and it's bullshit, and we're, that's a bunch of crap. So I went online, and I put the telephone number into the Google search. It took me to this website, which I have written down. I don't know. It doesn't matter. And it took me to this website, and it had all this information about this woman. It had her date of birth, her home address, her home telephone number, her cell phone number. It told me what she does for a living. It tells me the names of her relatives. It tells me the names of her neighbors. Like, what in the hell? I mean, it's got all this information about this woman. And I don't understand what in the world, how could it be one of these bogus calls if it's associated with this woman? It looks like a real person. I don't know. But anyway, there was this guy I went to high school with. I was good friends with him. He kind of disappeared. I saw him at the 10-year reunion. I never saw him again. And that was a long time ago. And nobody talks to him. He's just kind of disappeared. I put his name in there, and including his middle initial. Somehow I know his middle initial. I don't know how. And I know the last time I knew where he lived. The last time is in Kentucky. I put Kentucky in there. I don't know the city. And I did a search, and I found it has his telephone numbers, has a picture of his house. Like, what in the... Is this like some kind of FBI database or something? Is this available to you can just go there and just like look up all this person? It tells you how much the value of his house. It shows, it has like that other lady. It has neighbors, has information about his neighbors. I mean, this is like... I'm not one of these paranoids. I'm not like one of these people who, scared of people tracking you and the government tracking you. That shit is crazy. That feels like... I understand law enforcement probably needs these kind of databases and stuff. This is just... I didn't pay anything. I didn't have to sign up for anything. I just went to the website, plugged in his name, and the state that he last lived in that I knew about. Did a search, and all this information came up. That thing's blowing my mind. It's amazing. I don't know. I don't know. That could be used for good, and it could be used for evil, right? And the evil part concerns me. Anyway, I'm not going to call him or anything. If he doesn't want to talk to any of us, that's fine. That's his business, Before I go, I have a new call that came in over the hotline, and it's another call from Sharon V. She called recently, and here it is.
Hi, Jeff. Sharon V. from Dallas, PA. I know you like your concerts. I have a great story. About 20 years ago, my husband got free tickets to see Aerosmith, Kid Rock, Run DMC. Montage Mountain, Pennsylvania. Fabulous show, jaw-dropping. We're leaving the show. My husband Joe asked, "You want to meet Kid Rock?" Hell yeah. He's standing right outside his tour bus talking to some prostitute-looking chick. Went up, shook his hand. All I could say was, you rocked. Next thing I know, 3 days later, I have a lump on my middle finger. Very concerned, go to the doctor, tell him the story, because at that time he was with Pam Anderson and she had the Hep C. All the doctor did was laugh in my face out loud and say, if that was so easy to get it, we'd all have it. Anyway, I thought you'd like that story. And I've never stopped saying Kid Rock since. That was the best freaking show ever. And by the way, I don't work with you. But thanks for all your entertainment. Rock on. Bye.
And she had the Hep C. I like that. That's my favorite part. Yeah, well, that's a good story. I love it. And so we don't work together? I assumed since you're from Dallas, which is near where I work, and there's a whole bunch of people at my job listening to this for some reason. I don't know. It feels like they can get enough of me, But anyway, so you went to see Aerosmith, Kid Rock, and Run DMC at Montage Mountain. The only time I've ever gone to a show there is when I saw Steely Dan there many years ago. I haven't been to too many shows up there. That's the only show I've been to at that facility, that venue. Sounds good, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a big Aerosmith fan. I like their 70s stuff. I hated the 80s stuff. I was listening, yesterday I was driving to work listening to that classic Rewind, and that stupid Love in an Elevator came on. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell's this? This is like, that's an automatic, that one causes me to turn the channel. And then they had that song, Dude Looks Like a Lady. 70s Aerosmith, yes. 80s Aerosmith, no. Kid Rock, I will admit that I listened to that first album when I lived out in California. Whatever. I don't know if that was actually his first album, but it's the first album that most of us know about. It had all that ball with the ball, the dang-a-dang-diggy, all that shit on it. I used to listen to that, and that thing sounded pretty good when I was driving to work. Crank that thing up. Had some great lines in it. It was pretty funny. Had some funny ass. And it had that like midget rapper on there, Joe C. or whatever his name is. Remember that? That thing was fun. It was fun to listen to. And I kind of lost track, and then he started turning into like I don't know, Bob Seger or something. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know. I haven't been following his career. But I will admit that I liked that first album. That thing was kind of fun. In fact, it was a lot of fun. That thing was packed full of ideas and great lines and all that stuff. And Run DMC, can't go wrong there. So that sounds like a good show, and I love your story about, and I'd be afraid to shake his hand too, man. I mean, that guy, he runs wide open. And Pam Anderson, she had the Hep C. That's a great story. You actually went to the doctor. I love that part. So you actually went to the doctor because you're so concerned about touching Kid Rock's hand. I love it. Great story. Thanks for calling. Sharon. I appreciate it. Call back anytime. And I need to go to some more shows up there. They always have that stuff like Peach Fest and stuff. I would never in a million years, maybe 2 million, go to something like that. Every time they have those stupid jam bands up there, and it's like a weekend long thing, and it's like, oh God, I can't even imagine something worse than that. I mean, that's high on my list of the worst possible way to spend a weekend at some jam band festival. And every time they have that thing, there's people up there camping. They allow them to camp up on those the ski slopes that are not being used at present time. And people like overdose up there, like pulling cadavers out of those things. They have like tents up there with cadavers in them. Like, what the? Like, how is this? This is just like, oh, well, it's just the cost of doing business. There's going to be cadavers. Like, wow. Seems kind of bizarre to me. My son the older boy went to a couple of those Peach Fests. I didn't care for it, It's like, I don't like this. I don't want you even going up there. people wearing jesters, costumes and juggling and, swinging scarves around on a stick, and everybody's like messed up on something, and these bands up there throwing lettuce. There's like throwing heads of lettuce, and every song's 27 minutes. Anyway, when I think of montage, I know they have other things up there, including Aerosmith and Steely Dan. But anyway, thanks for the call. You got me off on a tangent, so that's good. So call back anytime, Sharon. I appreciate you listening. Thanks for calling in. I mean it sincerely. And the rest of you, if you also want to call in, I have an open invitation. The number 570-290-8151. Again, 570-290-8151. Give me a call round the clock whenever you feel like it. If you want to have a couple pops, my phone. Hopefully, Tony didn't send somebody to the clank and they said, juror number 5, I will get you if it's the last thing I do. I always worry about that. But anyway, call me round the clock, 570-290-8151. If you want 2 of these episodes a week instead of a measly one, you can do that too. You can head on over to patreon.com. That's Patreon, patreon.com/Jeff K. Sign up for a $4 or more monthly donation. $4 will unlock the audio. You'll get an extra episode every week and instant access to all there's got to be hundreds. There's got to be more than 100 of the already recorded episodes. They're all in there. You gain access. You just sign up for a $4 donation. It comes out automatically on whatever day you set it up for, and that's the way it works. So it's easy, and you get an extra episode of the podcast every week. And surfreportpod.com is the website, the podcast website, so check that out. I'll have that picture of those disgusting toes up there. It's grotesque. I mean, vomitous. Stomach churning. And this is just popping up right in the middle of I'm like reading baseball news, I'm reading about the latest, talks about, about the trade deadline, and next thing you know, there's some disgusting ass toes right there, right in the middle of the page. So I'll share that shit with you. I want you guys to join me in this disgust. So surfreportpod.com. And the next episode, like I just mentioned, I might try to do that from the road. I might do that. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, and see if I'll put it in the Dropbox and see if Zip can make something out of it. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna have to work off a tablet because my parents don't have Wi-Fi. So many limitations. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, until next time, whenever that is, it won't be that long. It'll be soon. You guys have yourselves a fine day, and I'll see you. Bye.
Talking to some prostitute-looking chick.